college is supposed to be the time when you explore your identity by choice, right? Not when you're forced to hide it. A new report by the Anti-Defamation League and the World Union of Jewish Students shows that for Jewish students, that freedom is under threat, seemingly non-existent even. Nearly 80% conceal their religious identity. More than 80% hide their Zionist identity. And 1 in 5 know a peer who was physically assaulted on campus this past year alone. So the canary in the coal mine, anyone? Want to turn now to Dalia Grinfeld, Associate Director of European Affairs at the ADL. Thank you very much, Ms. Grinfeld, for joining us. Well, you know the reality. So theoretically, it wasn't a surprise. And yet, seeing the numbers, what stood out for you the most?
So you just mentioned it's not a surprise, but because the survey marks the first comprehensive global study that examines Jewish student experiences at universities worldwide, we now really have the data. We know for a fact that more than 3/4 of Jewish students worldwide have their Jewish identity, their religious identity, and as you said, 81% their Zionist identity. It's also very shocking to see that Orthodox Jewish students are twice as likely than other Jewish students to be discriminated against. And one of the key factors that we found out that we didn't know necessarily before, we heard it from anecdotes, but now we have the proof and the data, is that fellow students drive most discrimination. So nearly 1 in 3 Jewish students, 29%, experience discrimination from their classmates, compared to 1 in 10, 9% who experience discrimination as Jews from faculty, staff, administration, and professors. So those are some of the key elements that really stood out to me and is something we will be acting upon.
So this report mentions both religious, as in Jewish, and Zionist identity. And you know, this entire argument throughout the years that one can be critical of Israel without being anti-Semitic and vice versa, how do you see that fits in?
Yeah, so we separated these questions. We asked Jewish students, have you been attacked and treated differently, discriminated against, have you been assaulted and all that as a Jewish person, as part of the Jewish people? And that is the classic anti-Semitism. We also accounted for, do you identify as a Zionist? And if so, were you discriminated against as a Zionist, and what happened to that? So we separated these two out, and we have shockingly, we have similar data, but it could have been different. It could have been very different numbers for the two different identities, but we accounted for that by separating out, asking Jewish students about their experience as Jews and as well as Zionists. So this is a bit different, and we know now that it's both. So it's definitely as a discrimination and anti-Semitism as the Jewish people, as well as Zionists on campus.
Yeah.